Hello and welcome, I'm Anton Savage and this is The Apprentice, You're Fired. Well, in tonight's task, the apprentices were told they had 60 minutes to meet 10 food producers and get all the knowledge that they could. They were told to be hungry for knowledge. Turns out they were just hungry.
Can I taste it?
Just be careful, they're very addictive. Very addictive.
Oh, what?
Health responsible.
1, 2, 3, 4. My bed and a pillow for my head. I got a pencil full of legs and water for my throat. I got buttons for my coat and sails on my boat. So much more than I needed before. I got money in the meter and a turbo heater. Oh, and now it's getting hotter in the door with a lump with a foot in my belly and a license for my telly, and nothing's gonna bring me down.
It's tasty.
No, no.
Well, to help me unscramble tonight's task, I'm joined by a celebrity panel, starting with former Cabinet Minister and News Talk anchorman Ivan Yates. We also have the comedian Carol Tobin. And from Spar, the people responsible for the task, Suzanne Weldon. But the guest list isn't complete until we get the man of the moment. 8 weeks ago, the event organiser from Cork joined the club. Tonight, he got ejected from that club. Here's how Bill broke the bad news.
I suppose it's fair to say that in the 9th task, I have an idea who's going to bring what I need to the table. And it's on that basis that I'm going to say, Dave, you are fired.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you again. Thank you.
Folks, all of the way from the rebel county, please welcome Dave Cashman. Dave, watching it back, are you mortified or were you hard done by?
Oh, mortified, I think.
Why?
It was tough. I mean, like, it's a really, really tough process, and I don't think anybody will understand it until they're actually in it. But you begin to second guess yourself. You know, you normally be thinking, oh, you know, it makes such simple sense to do this. But now you're in The Apprentice, you really have to think in a higher process, and you're going, oh, you absolutely bamboozle yourself on loads of it. So
does that explain what you did for a day? Because it looks like when we watch it back that you sat for a day and looked at the computer and then left the packaging the way it was when you started.
Well, fair enough. The package, I think, was quite dull. It definitely would stand out. But again, it's so tough. I mean, you're thinking, if some person goes with the lead, like Niamh and Barry said, oh, the packaging is strong. I think we even see in the show that Jamie says, oh, the packaging on the ready-made meal was really strong. So once one person leads with it, you're kind of going, all right, you kind of follow suit, yeah, that's done, and then we'll make a few changes to it, and we'll be very smart. And obviously, we weren't.
Were you unlucky in being brought back into the boardroom, though? Because Niamh was sub-PM and she was sitting beside you, yet she managed to walk away.
Yeah, I mean, unlucky. I mean, you're down to the small numbers now. I mean, there's only 4 on the team, only 1 gets away. Like, Niamh is, like, she's a brilliant girl. But, like, as I said in the end, I mean, we both did as much work as each other. And, like, with responsibility comes liability. And I was sitting at that computer just as much as she was, and the responsibility was on me as well to
yeah, but she was sub-PM. I mean, how much do we put it down to her being better off your friend than Barry?
Sub-PM, I mean, it's like the vice-captain. Who wants to be a vice-captain on a team? Do you know what I mean? No, I think Niamh did it, she did exactly the same as I did. Maybe, I was much of a muchness between the two of us. One of us had to come in from our side.
All right. Carol, would you agree much of a muchness could have been either?
No, I thought Niamh should have gone. Yeah, I thought, like, she was great throughout all the other ones, but that one, yeah, I thought she did better.
And once he got into the boardroom, do you think Dave deserved to go? Do you think he was right to be canned for that performance?
I thought Will. And I thought he was going to go as well, the way the camera was on him.
So did I, watching it back.
Yeah. No,
Ivan,
yeah.
your views?
Well, when I saw the 3 lads lined up, you know, when they were brought back in, it reminded me, and you'd be familiar with this, Anton, of the kind of gel and grooming generation. You know, they look picture perfect, but there's very little going on inside their head.
Thanks.
And
Thanks,
you know, I
appreciate it.
I'm sure that's just a bit of jealousy.
Well, where Dave went wrong, first of all, I don't know if you remember, but years ago they used to have gangs of council workers, and say they'd be digging a hole and someone would be going hard at it with the pickaxe, but there'd be some guy breastfeeding a shovel, leaning on it. And Dave lay back from this task. He didn't get stuck in, and really, I think that told against him.
But did he, regardless of the amount of effort he put in, should he not have simply said, look, that packaging isn't going to work. That doesn't look like anything you'd want to eat.
Look, from the word go, I mean, like, I have never seen anything where you pull a string and it heats up. I mean, was it a flame? How does it work? If it was on your lap, would it burn you? They didn't interrogate the product at all. And I felt, you know, it either is the best thing since the sliced pan, or it's not. Like, is it just tepid, or does it get really hot? Could you put it on the seat of your car there heating up? None of these issues came out. In fact, none of the judges pursued those points of a really novel product.
Suzanne, as tasks go, or rather as products go, surely they had the more unique product. They had the easier sell.
Yeah, I think from a product point of view, they definitely did have. They had a great product. They definitely undersold the product. We had 26 Spar retailers from every county in Ireland sitting in Croke Park on the day for the presentation. So there was a fantastic opportunity. But unfortunately, I think with regards to the packaging, like, it was a huge letdown. It was a great opportunity for the team, and you know, from a Spar point of view, we gave them scope to change the packaging and to come up with something really innovative that would promote the whole yes to Irish and local. But I think in terms of the presentation and also then the packaging, it was a missed opportunity.
Okay, presentation, packaging, explanation of the way the product works. There's a whole load of theories as to why they may have lost it, but let's remind ourselves where it all went wrong.
Well, you know something? The McAvoys are really depending on you guys to come up with something for them in the context of packaging. They thought that they had some of the youngest and best brains in the country working on it. And this is what you've come up with.
We're using McAvoy's branding. The prototype arrived this morning. It's nice. It is very, very nice.
I fail to understand how neither Niamh nor Dave can see that this packaging is just not up to scratch.
All I'm saying is just make sure it's sexy, babes, OK? I don't want people barking orders at them saying, this should be on it, this should be on it, that should be on it. They know what they're doing.
Spar are all about wow, you know, the wow factor, and this packaging doesn't really stand out as a wow to me. Like, it kind of screams firelighters.
In your brief, you had free rein to do whatever you wished with the packaging. It was very clearly stated.
We did take the lead from McAvoy's themselves. They've invested a lot in terms of developing this packaging and in terms of developing their brand and using these colours.
We haven't invested heavily at all in the branding, and it's very much at the prototype stage.
Big mistake.
I call it spoofing.
Yeah.
That's mild.
McAvoy Family Foods self-eating meals.
Self-eating meals.
A five-star meal in 5 minutes.
What it was.
Did you instruct anyone of that?
It was instructed. It was the night before. It was
to put that tagline, 5-star meal in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you hear that tagline?
I did indeed, yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So what happened then?
Between myself and Niamh, the 5-star, that tag wasn't mentioned on day 2. I think the green, white and gold is really strong.
So were you responsible for the footprints?
It was my concept, yeah, that we'd run footsteps from the door to the product.
This is wiping your feet on our flag.
No way would I ever want to walk on the flag on the tricolour.
But you're asking everyone else to. This is basic stuff.
Any regrets about the whole treason thing in there, Dave?
I think that's reading into things an awful lot. I think, to be honest with you, we were just trying to link people from the door to the product. And
did you believe in the product? When the guys came back and put it in front of you, did you think, that's mad, it'll never work?
Oh, no, I completely believed in it. We spoke to Barry on the phone. We were trying to get a synopsis of where they were with the entrepreneurs. And they said, we've got this meal that, like, heats itself, it cooks itself. And you're like, what in God's name is this? But he brought it back. It was maybe a small bit cumbersome. It's a bit big. But, I mean, the idea of it is absolutely fantastic for food on the go and the ease of it. I mean, it's definitely innovative and a brilliant product, I think.
If that's the case, I want you to explain something.
No, set myself up here.
Because we dug through a couple of tapes, and we think that part of where this may have gone wrong for you is it looks like you're not really sure what it is that you're selling to Spar.
And what's the name of the product?
king prawn linguine. Oh, heated meals.
Unforgettable. That's what you are.
I have to check it. Quick heated meals.
Unforgettable. Though near or far.
I know it's McAvoy Foods, family foods.
That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
I don't have it on my tongue.
Well, we're going to have to take a break, during which we'll instantly forget what was in part one. Coming up, a whole load of stuff and some very good unseen footage. Stay with us, back in 3. In case you missed tonight's show, Dave Cashman took his leave and we're now down to 7 candidates still in the running. Carol, your view on the winning team. Anybody standing out for you? Anybody you'd be tipping as a winner?
No, not as a winner. Well, Michelle's pretty good. Panis did well for a change. He did something, actually, that insomnia deal. But I'd say he's just constantly pinching himself on the sly, going, how am I still here?
Really? You'd rate Panos that badly, would you?
I mean, he's lovely, he's entertaining and stuff, but he's done nothing.
But I mean, you say the insomnia deal like it's a
Oh no,
small
that's
thing,
no,
but
no, no. That like
big.
this, like he came through this week.
But as far as you're concerned, he ain't for Bill.
No, no, no.
Suzanne,
And
you had a long experience with them. Well,
I think Panos is incredibly entertaining. He did.
Would you hire him?
Would I hire Panos? No.
Why?
Because I don't. You know, I suppose with regards to the other competitors, I would think that there are a couple of people who are stronger than him overall. I think he's very entertaining, he's very funny, and he has, you know, he did come up with a couple of good ideas on the day, but I think overall in the series I wouldn't put him as one of the front people from a spar point of view.
Ivan, one of the things that happens when somebody gets fired is once they leave here, they get a brief moment's sleep and then they get thrown to the lions with you on News Talk in the morning. You've therefore seen everybody who's been fired so far. Is there any of that list that you think should still be in with a shot?
Well, I did think the poker player, Kieran, was good. Panis, stand-up comedy, camp, beautiful, really think he's fantastic. And I think Michelle is the best of a bad lot. But I do have an issue with David. Most politicians have a desperate memory, deliberately. But I have to go back to the DIY Power Tools project. And I just can't forgive the €40. Michelle ended up in tears. She was really upset about this. Barry said, but I saw you put it in his pockets. He didn't check his pockets. He bluffed and brazened it out, saying, no, you never gave it to me. The poor woman, Michelle, was distraught. I mean, like, give us a break, Dave.
This €20 gate is following me around like you've no idea. People on the street, have you got to lend a 20 quid? The people in the house actually rechristened me Can't Find the Cash Man. So, I'm not sticking around now as well. But I mean, Ivan, there was no malice
well,
whatsoever.
why didn't you check your pockets?
I mean, the thing is, see, it's so surreal. I mean, you go.
Well, maybe you did check your pocket and you set up Michelle.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of inside information to it. There's no way I'd ever set up somebody on your own team, because by doing that, you're ultimately going to send your team to the border.
But hang on, go to the thing at the heart of this. Did you put your hands in your pockets and have a look?
No, I didn't.
No.
See, this is where it comes down to. I mean, you come into the show. You don't have a phone anymore, you don't have money anymore, you basically have nothing in your pockets anymore. And if you look at the footage where Michelle gives me the €20, and I've spoken to Michelle about this, where you're going, I'm looking for a kettle lead or something, for a DVD player, and she goes, oh, there it is, and I go, yeah, fine, and we move on.
But not even the bond markets will believe that. I mean, the fact of the matter is, the first thing when Barry says, I saw you take the money, you'd say, well, maybe I'll check, or something like that.
But like, it proves to you, Ivan, I mean, Michelle didn't remember it either. She'd given me the money.
And Michelle is now okay with you. Michelle doesn't believe that you stitched her up.
Not at all. That night, I was sitting, I roomed with Barry, and I was in bed going, Mother of God, where is this €20 gone? I was going through everything and saying to Barry,
You're going through everything except your pockets.
Like, yeah. Well, I wasn't sleeping in my jeans, like, but we were sitting there, I was going, where is this €20 gone? I mean, we must have made a mistake somewhere. So we were trying to bounce it off. It was about 1:30 in the morning, and I said, no, we're not going to lose on a default by the fact that we had lost our money or whatever, or overspent. So 1:30 in the morning, down throughout the house. All right, everybody on my team up. I said, listen, I'm after going through our figures here. Where is this 20 euros? And I said, am I after getting it right? And they're like, yeah, where's the 20 euros? I said, okay, everybody go back and change their clothes. Up the stairs I went, into the small pocket, and out came the 20 euros, and my heart sank. I was like, oh my God, this is it, you know. I feel
Okay, I have
so,
to run
so
this
bad.
past the guys quickly. Are we believing him?
No, not for a second.
Carol?
Could I ask you a question? When the guy came looking for the 20, you said to him, is there any other way I could make it up to you?